FBW fans, it is now time for the main event of FBW Crash Course 2025, and it is a match roughly 4 years in the making when this man right here, the Dragonheart, Dante Kruger, gets his first undisputed championship match for the title that he never lost. See, back in 2021, Dante Kruger was the undisputed champion, defeating Chris Dynamite in a 2 out of 3 falls match at 2021's fully loaded event. Dante Kruger would go on to defend that title successfully against Anthony Aries and Jared Payne. But when the 2021 Glory Rumble match came up, Chris Dynamite and his then partner Anthony Aries, whom were called Fortune, attacked and injured Dante Kruger, and Dante Kruger was not able to compete in the 2021 Glory Rumble match. And Chris Dynamite ended up winning that year's Glory Rumble and reclaiming the undisputed championship. But shortly after the Glory Rumble that year in 2021, Dante Kruger would end up leaving FBW, and we would not see Dante Kruger again until earlier this year when he came back to FBW at Showdown. And this man right here, how times are oh so the same. Chris Dynamite is once again the undisputed champion, the Kingpin, and he now has to face Dante Kruger, the man who technically never lost that undisputed title. Dante Kruger has vengeance, revenge. He wants to avenge that night in 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is set for one fall, and it is for the FBW Undisputed Championship. And now the challenger. He is the Dragonheart, Dante Kruger. And now the reigning and defending FBW Undisputed Champion. He is the current hardcore champion. He is the Kingpin, Chris Dynamite.
The last time these two men fought was that night at FBW Fully Loaded 2021. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Undisputed Championship, and Dante Kruger won that match, winning his first and only Undisputed Championship to date. And now fast forward roughly 4 years later, Dante Kruger is back, and Chris Dynamite is once again the Undisputed Champion. He's defeated Chris Dynamite before. He knows he can do it again. Statistically, he can probably do it again. And it is the main event of FBW Crash Course 2025. Chris Dynamite with this new persona, this new ego-driven persona, the Kingpin, winning the Undisputed Championship at WrestleBash 9. This is their first match in years, and Dante Kruger wasting no time, taking it to Chris Dynamite. All those years that Dante Kruger was away, all those years that he did not have the title, that he did not get pinned or submitted for, Dante Kruger has been waiting for this moment for years, and here tonight, he can make the dream, the revenge of him losing that title and stepping away from FBW, trying to make that mistake right. He has the opportunity here tonight, and this new persona of Chris Dynamite is not one to underestimate. Chris Dynamite, more dangerous than he's ever been. Kicking out of that dropkick. Chris Dynamite won the Undisputed Championship at WrestleBash 9 after surviving a war with one of the most dominant groups that we've ever seen in FBW, in Violence Enterprise. Nobody can stop this man, in a Superman punch, just taking down Chris Dynamite.
2.
But Chris Dynamite staying in the fight. Dante Kruger has to know that it's going to take more than that to keep down Chris Dynamite. Like I've said, these men have had many matches here and going for that STF, looking to make Chris Dynamite tap out. A man who hasn't tapped out much, but has tapped out in his FBW career. Kruger has never made Chris Dynamite tap out, but Chris Dynamite biting the hand of Dante Kruger through those gloves. Chris Dynamite has the experience factor over Dante Kruger, but they've had matches in the past before. BYWN Explosion ended in a DQ when Dante Kruger would not break a rope break. They fought in a Kruger Town match, so that ended in a brawl. Then they had their 2 out of 3 falls. So Dante Kruger, the only man to pin Chris Dynamite in this feud. Yeah, huge elbow strike taking down Dante Kruger, but Chris Dynamite has never pinned or submitted Dante Kruger. If you look at all their matches, Chris Dynamite has never pinned or submitted Dante Kruger, so you kind of have to think, is that playing in the back of Chris Dynamite's mind? Even though he calls himself the Kingpin, as he gets dropped with a suplex by Dante Kruger. Dante Kruger has been on a roll here ever since returning to FBW around FBW Showdown earlier this year. Taking Anthony Aries and Andrew Havoc to their limits respectfully. Winning the hardcore title twice. Almost winning the United States Championship. Dante Kruger could be our next undisputed champion. But you have to think that Chris Dynamite, after battling Violence Enterprise and losing the title himself because of Big B, you have to think that Chris Dynamite is not going to let this title reign go as he hits Dante Kruger with the low blow. That is what I'm talking about. Chris Dynamite is going to do whatever it takes to make it to where he holds this title after he fought so hard and so long and changed his ways to embrace himself being the Kingpin. You think Chris Dynamite is going to let this title go easily? No way. And he drops an elbow right onto Dante Kruger. Shades of vintage. Chris Dynamite going for those repeated elbows. And one last one for good measure.
1, 2.
But Dante Kruger fighting his way out to kick out here tonight. Undisputed title, Crash Course 2025. It doesn't get any bigger than this here tonight at Crash Course. Now Dante Kruger trying to take the leg down, and he gets Chris Dynamite down. Well, is he trying to go for another STF? But no, just stomping on the ankle, and a leg drop right to the back. And again, catching the legs. Dante Kruger just doing whatever he can to damage Chris Dynamite, because Chris Dynamite can flip the switch at any moment and put this match away. Because like I said, Chris Dynamite has the experience factor over over Dante Kruger. So let's actually talk about Draven Solis there for a second. Draven Solis actually interrupted and came face to face with Chris Dynamite when Chris Dynamite first embraced this Kingpin persona. Who knows if they're striking up a business proposal, but a German suplex. Massive German suplex to Dante Kruger.
1, 2.
Who knows what Chris Dynamite and Draven Solis are planning behind the scenes, because they had a moment there on that episode of Primetime before Crash Course this month. Chris Dynamite now grabbing a strap. Wasting no time trying to put away Dante Kruger. Dante Kruger moving out the way, and a drop kick right to the midsection. It looks like he caught him low. But I think he got him right in the stomach. And now Dante Kruger choking Chris Dynamite with that strap. The strap being used against Chris Dynamite. All here legal in backyard wrestling, but Chris Dynamite fighting his way out. Chris Dynamite looking for something to help him put away Dante Kruger. And a cookie sheet right to the midsection. And again, right off the skull, staggering Dante Kruger. And now Dante Kruger falls down to the mat. Now placing that. And an elbow drop.
1, 2.
But Dante Kruger fights out. You have to admit, and you have to respect the heart, the drive to win that Dante Kruger has. Having a new sense of passion. Just I'm like getting frustrated as he was choking Dante Kruger. Just I'm like now let his emotions get the better of him. When you let your emotions get the better of you, it always ends up disaster. And now Dante Kruger back in control. We'd be looking for the kill shot. He's setting up the kill shot. Can he hit it? And he hits the kill shot. This could be all she wrote here tonight. But wait, that is Draven Solus. His music is playing. We've seen the interaction on primetime. Oh no, could we be seeing some sort of business alliance between the Class Act and the Kingpin?
Come on!
Where he? Oh no, there he is! Dante, watch out! He came out from behind! And Draven Solus now attacking Dante Kruger. Just laying it in with that stick. And now Draven Solus helping Chris Dynamite up, and he's feeding Dante Kruger to Chris Dynamite. And what is he going for here? Leaving him, setting him up for Chris Dynamite to hit that deal breaker.
1, 2, 3.
And Chris Dynamite retains the Undisputed Championship.
Here is your winner, and still the FBW Undisputed Champion, Chris Dynamite.
Draven Solus here tonight after winning the Proving Grounds match against Felix Zapata earlier tonight. He comes out to help the Kingpin, pledging his alliance, oathing commitment to the Kingpin. We saw their interaction on primetime, and I think we see a new alliance, a new group forming here tonight between Chris Dynamite and Draven Solus, and the smiles, the shaking. Dante Kruger screwed out of the Undisputed title once again.